Okay, so you've got a website, right? You're already talking to your customers. But what if I told you there was a secret language, a way you could speak directly to search engines, a language your competitors might just be using already? Well, today, we're going to demystify it. Think about it. We pour so much effort into creating great content, right? But what happens if search engines just don't get the context? What if they see your perfectly crafted recipe and to them it's just a big jumble of words? That is the exact problem we're going to tackle today. So here's the game plan. We'll start by digging into this secret language and define what schema markup actually is. Then we'll check out the power of what are called rich results, see how this stuff is future-proofing for AI, and I'll even show you how you can add it to your own site. Then we'll wrap up with some key best practices. All right, let's jump right in. The secret language. You see, right now, there's often this huge communication gap, a basic misunderstanding between what your website is saying and what a search engine is hearing. Let's talk about why. This right here explains it perfectly. On the left, you've got unstructured data. That's how a search engine sees most of the web. To you and me, it's a chocolate cake recipe, but to a machine, it's just a blob of words. Now look to the right. With structured data, boom, there's clarity. The machine suddenly understands, oh, this isn't just text, this is a recipe. It has a cook time, it has a star rating. That structure is what creates meaning. So how do we add that structure? Well, that brings us to the solution, schema markup. You can pretty much think of it as a universal translator for your content. At its core, schema markup is just a shared language, a vocabulary, that all the big search engines agree to use. You add it to your site's code, but here's the thing, it doesn't change anything for your human visitors. It's all behind the scenes, adding these little invisible labels to your content that say things like, hey, this number, that's the price, or this name, that's the author. It helps the search engines process everything perfectly. And this is a really crucial point, coming straight from Google. Schema is not some magic button that's going to make you rank #1. Its job isn't to boost your ranking directly. Instead, its job is to help search engines understand and display your content better, which you'll see leads to some incredible benefits. And those benefits, we can see them in what are called rich results. This is where the magic really happens. This is where your standard, boring search listing turns into something that truly stands out. You've definitely seen these before. You search for a product and bam, there are those 5 golden stars right there in the search results. That's review schema working its magic. It gives you immediate social proof and builds trust before anyone even clicks on your link. It just makes your result impossible to ignore. Or how about this? With FAQ schema, you can get these super useful drop-down menus right in the search results. Not only do you answer questions for people instantly, but it also makes your listing physically bigger on the page. You're taking up more real estate, pushing your competitors down. It's a total power move. And hey, if you're in e-commerce, this is an absolute game changer. Product schema can pull the price and availability right onto the search page. This means the people clicking through are already qualified. They know the price, they know it's in stock. That's just better quality traffic. So what's the bottom line? All these rich results lead to some very real benefits. Your stuff stands out, which boosts your click-through rate. You get visitors who are more informed and way more likely to convert. It's really a win-win-win. But boosting clicks today, that's really only half the story. To truly understand the power of schema, we have to look to the future and the rise of AI search. So as search gets more conversational, AI models like Google's AI overviews need absolute clarity. You can think of schema as a verified fact sheet for your content. It helps an AI tell the difference between a hard fact, like a price, and an opinion, like a review. This gives the AI a crucial trust signal. It's telling the AI, hey, this isn't just a bunch of random text. This is reliable data you can count on. And this shows you the direct pipeline. You add the schema, that gives the AI the context it's craving, and that makes your content a prime candidate to be featured or cited in all those AI-generated answers that are starting to pop up everywhere. Okay, so you're probably thinking, this all sounds great, but is it complicated? Let's talk about how you can actually do this. I promise it's way more accessible than you think. There's really an option for every skill level. If you don't want to touch code, no problem. Schema generators or WordPress plugins like RankMath are fantastic. For a quick, specific need, you can even just ask ChatGPT to write the code for you. And of course, if you want total control, you can always code it by hand. There's really no barrier to entry here. And no matter which method you pick, the process is pretty much the same. First, you generate the code. The standard format is called JSON-LD, but don't worry about the name. Second, you add that little script to your web page's head section. And third, and this is so important, you validate it. Please, whatever you do, do not skip the validation step. One tiny typo, a single misplaced comma, can make the whole thing useless. Just use a free tool like Google's Rich Results Test. You paste in your code or your URL, and it tells you right away if it's working. This just makes sure all your effort isn't for nothing.
All right, finally, let's cover a few key rules of the road. To get the most out of schema, you've got to speak the language clearly and accurately.
These are your 4 golden rules. 1. Only mark up stuff that's actually visible to your users on the page. No hidden text. 2. Be as specific as possible. If it's a recipe, use recipe schema, not something generic. 3. Keep time-sensitive info, like prices or dates, up to date. And 4. Just be honest. Don't add misleading information. It's all about accurately reflecting what's on your page. And why does this stable, accurate signal matter so much? Well, get this. In 2022, Google's algorithm changed 729 times. While SEO tactics come and go, telling Google exactly what your content means in a language it understands, well, that's a foundational strategy. It provides stability in a sea of constant change. And here's the bottom line. Despite all these benefits, a shocking number of websites still don't use schema at all, or they do it wrong. By simply getting this right, you are giving yourself a huge and immediate competitive advantage. So, you've now been handed the dictionary to a language that can unlock more visibility, more clicks, and a future-proofed spot in the world of AI search. The only question left is, are you ready to start the conversation?